I'm back from vacation just in time for the summer Jeff Keighley's. Let's talk. What up, viewers? What up? What up? Calc Soups here, and today is Friday, June 6th, and that means it's time for a quick recap of the week in video game news. Like I said, it's the Summer Jeff Keighley's or Summer Game Fest. That started this week, started today with the Jeff Keighley opening note. I don't know if there's an official name for his 2-hour showcase, but yeah, lots of games and some pretty big ones. So let's dive right in. I won't be covering all of them, just the ones that caught my eye. The first of which was Mortal Shell, which is a Souls-like game. One of the with a very interesting kind of art style, which is why I knew kind of what it was immediately. But they're coming out with a sequel to that. So for all you Dark Souls fans who aren't playing Night Rain, I guess you can look forward to Mortal Shell 2. Another game that caught my eye was Chronicles Medieval, which I thought was going to be like a top-down kind of grand strategy game. Looks like it's more of a first person, but you take place on the battlefield. So just looked like a battlefield simulator, medieval times battlefield simulator. But it sounds like it's a deep RPG. So looking forward to that one. Speaking of medieval time eras, finally doing something cool with the Game of Thrones IP. There is a Game of Thrones real-time strategy game, and hopefully, I think you're probably going to play against the Night King, but I want to be the Night King, so let's see if I can fulfill my fantasy that way. There was also a stop-motion co-op game called Out of Words. It looked really cool and cute, and I always am looking for a good co-op game to play with my wife. Speaking of co-op games to play with my wife, there was Lego Voyages, where I think you just start as like a single brick, and then maybe you build into bigger, more complicated contraptions together. But it was 2 players, so it looked good for that. Lego is also doing a Mario Party-esque party game called Lego Party. Yeah, and if you like Mario Party but want to be able to play it on anything other than a Switch, then we got Lego Party for you. And last but not least, the big showstopper at the end, had been teased throughout the whole show, was Resident Evil 9 is officially announced and launching with a specific date of February 27th, 2026. They talked about how they were celebrating their 30th year. The game, they also talked a little bit about the gameplay and how it won't be just straight survival horror, and that there's going to be something more in depth. I mean, you're playing as I guess Ethan Winter's daughter, so you're going to be solving mysteries. I guess she's like a detective or something. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how what some of the crazy puzzles are, and how maybe you build out a case board or something like that, since you're some special agent or whatever. But yeah, big showstopper at the end. Resident Evil 9. Excited for that one. I've been loving the most recent trilogy of Resident Evil games. It's got me into the series. I've gone back and played some of the remakes, so loving what they're doing with Resident Evil and looking forward to Resident Evil 9. But if there's anything I missed in Summer Game Fest that you think I should keep my eye on, talk to me down below in the comments. Moving right along, Sony decided to kick off the Summer Game Fest E3 timeframe with a Sony State of Play. And again, I'm not going to talk about every title that was in it, just the ones that caught my eye. The first of which was a upcoming Silent Hill game called Silent Hill F, and it looked like all that Silent Hill goodness that you love. Yeah, I got my eye looking cool. Yeah, looking forward to a new Silent Hill game. I did get excited for a Final Fantasy Tactics remake. It's coming out in September 30th. And yeah, you can kind of swap between kind of old gen or the old way it looked, or the new higher res color palette, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm looking forward to a Final Fantasy Tactics remake. I could definitely hop back into that as my favorite Final Fantasy game. There also is coming out a Mortal Kombat collection. I didn't quite see how many games were in it, but it seemed like it, all the classic games. I know they've done a 1, 2, 3 before, but maybe we're gonna get more of those, more Mortal Kombat all in one place. So looking forward to that. There was a new Thief game, which was exciting and weird, strange to hear coming in at a Sony at a Sony State of Play because last I checked, the Thief company was still owned by Microsoft. Is it Eidos? I don't remember. But yeah, I think a lot of people have been wanting to go back to the Thief world in like a current gen thing. The one problem is it is a VR game, so that's going to severely limit the number of people who are going to play that. But I'm still on the prowl for a good VR headset, and I could pick this one up and just play through a new Thief game. Should be pretty fun trying to sneak around in that. Last but not least, the big thing coming out of the Sony Direct was the new 007 game from IO Interactive, the makers of Hitman. And yeah, we get to see our first bit of gameplay, got a little bit more about what the story is and how you're an up and coming agent to turning into, your James Bond and haven't been turned into 007 yet. And yeah, it's called 007 First Light or First Light 007. And the little bit of gameplay I saw and partially the character model gave me a lot of Uncharted vibes. So if it's just Uncharted but you play as a secret agent, should be pretty fun. Maybe you can actually justify all the dead bodies at Nathan Drake's feet if he's actually just 007. So yeah, I think that I laughed about the character model. He looks very like Zoomer Bond, and like the Uncharted haircut really kind of threw me off and didn't really feel Bondy to me. But yeah, looking forward to seeing what IO Interactive does with James Bond. So excited. That was also at Summer Games Fest. They talked a lot about it there too. Moving right along, we had a new console hit the market this week. So for all of you who stood out in line for 2 to 3 hours picking up your Nintendo Switch 2s, congratulations on getting those. Hopefully you weren't a GameStop pre-order and didn't get your console stapled through your receipt stapled through the screen of your console. So that was unfortunate, but also, if you waited in line for pre-orders, it seems like, I'm kind of hearing from friends and all over the place that they're still on shelves. So maybe you can just go walk in and buy a Switch 2. Talking amongst my friends group, there's a couple people who bought it, but I think a lot of people are waiting for a stronger first-party lineup. I'm excited to play Mario Kart World with the rest of them. If one of my friends have it, then maybe we'll all get together and have a Mario Kart tournament. But other than that, really waiting for like me and a couple of my other friends who will pick it up eventually are waiting for more titles to come to it. But if you picked it up, let me know what you're playing on it and how much you're enjoying 4K resolution and the power of that dock, adding to all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I saw an unboxing. I'll have a link down below to one. And yeah, the magnets work really well. Getting them on and off feels a lot less cumbersome than slipping the Joy-Cons into the sides. So yeah, if you picked it up, let me know what you think of your Switch 2 down below. Maybe Unreal took a little bit of Sony's thunder kicking off E3, but there was an Unreal showcase at the beginning of the week. And the big part of it was, or one of the big pieces of news that caught my eye and a couple other people's, was that they did a tech demo for Witcher, like a Witcher 4 cinematic. And by God, they make the game look real pretty. And although I think there's a lot of caveats and like, was this an engine and all that kind of stuff, but man, yeah, Witcher 4, what a game to... CD Projekt Red makes beautiful looking games as well as big open worlds that people love to explore. So giving them the full reins and seeing what they can do with Unreal Engine was pretty cool. So yeah, hoping to get... as each time we get closer to Witcher 4, I'm more and more excited. So and yeah, they make the engine look real good. So excited to play as Ciri in Witcher 4. Moving right along, Night Rain launched last week, the Elden Ring multiplayer game, and it has already reached 3.5 million players, and I am one of them and enjoying the heck out of it. Yeah, it's a really fun experience for the multiplayer is seamless. You can just kind of jump in with your friends through PlayStation Friends or whatever console you're on, so no friend codes or any of the jank stuff that you need to do to summon your friends in Elden Ring. It is semi-required that you're playing with 3 players, so matchmaking can be a little bit hard. Or if you have 2 other friends, you can pick it up and play with them, and it's a really fun and seamless experience. Um, the devs also announced this week that they are working on a 2-player mode. So if you only have one friend and not two, the both of you can, and don't want to pick up a rando, the both of you might soon be able to just 2-player the whole game. So yeah, I'm having a blast with it. I literally just logged off of it with a couple friends and did a couple runs. It's a really cool roguelike. Getting character builds. It's kind of like the fun part of Elden Ring, where you're like sit down, like in Elden Ring you feel very locked, or in a FromSoft game sometimes you feel very locked into kind of your build. The fact that you can kind of do a new build and a new character class, once every 40 minutes or so, kind of scratches that itch and gets you to experience more of Elden Ring, which is cool. So I'm having a blast with Night Rain, and yeah, hope you're enjoying it as well if you picked it up. The recently released Star Wars content for Fortnite is out, and it's getting bigger and bigger. One of the big announcements coming out of Summer Game Fest as well. But there was an AI Darth Vader within the game that people could interact with as if, as a fully powered, fully fleshed out AI character. And as gross as that might sound, of just interacting with like a chat bot, but it's a character and also looks like Darth Vader. Epic has said that this is just the first step. This is just a drop in the bucket of what they're going to be able to do with, characters that can think for themselves and likenesses and getting access to IP. So, yeah, Darth Vader is not the first. It's probably the first, but not the last of these kind of AI characters you're going to be able to run around and play with in Fortnite. So, I'm, somewhat removed from Fortnite at this point, but yeah, they're doing some crazy stuff over there in Epic, and keep pushing AI down our throats until we like it. So anyway, moving right along, Nomada, the developers of Gree and Neva, are putting them together in a collector's edition. So there's like a $200 collector's edition that is available for purchase. And it takes Gree, a very beautiful and lots of award-winning games. Neva, the recently released similar-ish game, and they've got a vinyl soundtrack. They packed it all up in a $200 collector's edition, which is pretty cool. And any of the art in Gree and Neva definitely deserve to be on like big, vinyl cover sleeves and steel books and all that kind of stuff. So looking forward to potentially purchasing those for those beautiful games. Moving right along, the early access of Dune Awakening, the Dune MMO, is available as of now. So if you purchase the deluxe edition, I believe, you get 5 days early access to Dune Awakening, the official launch date. So if you didn't pre-order, no problem. You'll be able to play on June 10th. But if you did pre-order the deluxe edition, you should be able to access the game now and play it, like I will be this weekend. So yeah, there's a lot of things to learn about Dune Awakening. I've already kind of read through a couple tips on where to build your base and how to survive on Arrakis. So looking forward to making the spice flow sometime this weekend. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag Remake is such a bad secret being kept that a statue manufacturer for the game announced that they're making an Assassin's Creed Black Flag Remake statue because they thought everyone already knew already, and that's kind of confirming what isn't yet confirmed. So I assume Ubisoft's lawyers have them on speed dial right now, but yeah, there's an Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake in the works, as we probably already knew, but it is kind of somewhat beneficially announced by non-Ubisoft employees. So yeah, hopefully we can get more information from an official source sometime soon for Assassin's Creed Black Flag Remake. Last but not least, movies keep getting made based on video games, and the latest one is Phasmophobia. So the multiplayer kind of run-based supernatural paranormal investigation game Phasmophobia is being turned into a movie. It's going to feel a lot like The Conjuring, or maybe a little bit like Paranormal Activity. So Yeah, a Phasmophobia movie is in the works, and hopefully we get more details. And looking forward to see if that makes it to the silver screen. But that's it for this week. Let me know if you feel I forgot anything down below in the comments. Any games from the Sony Direct or Summer Game Fest that didn't make my list that you think I should be looking into more. Feel free to leave them down below in the comments. But as always, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy this content. If you do, please follow, like, and subscribe to me on YouTube and Twitch so you can see more great content like this. I'll have links down below in the description. Thanks again. I hope you have a super day. I hope you have a super weekend. And I hope you have a super day. Bye! And also, if you're going to be at Summer Game Fest, hit me up. I am going to be there on Sunday.